Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having a good day. If you have been paying attention to the crypto market, let's just say Trump's visit to see Powell in the Federal Reserve office did deter the entire crypto market as panic selling decided to sweep the entire market, and now Dogecoin has just fallen under 23 cents. But what direction are we taking, and why did this meeting have such a strong impact, and now the entire market is struggling to make the recovery which was starting to begin? Well, first of all, you need to understand one thing. Trump going to see Powell is a very good thing because a lot of people were expecting him to be able to convince Powell to be able to lower the interest rate. I mean, Trump wants America to have the lowest interest rate in the entire world. But at the same time, we know that end of July, which is 29th to 30th, that's exactly when we will be finding out the interest rate decision. And currently, there's nothing that's really changed with the decision that Powell is going to be making. So Trump was not able to change his mind, and that's why the entire market is reacting in a little bit of a scary situation, and panic selling is definitely sweeping up the market. First of all, look at this. President Trump meets with Fed Chairman Powell. Now, at the same time, you guys can see it is a little awkward, and it's unwavering in terms of how this meeting would have gone. At the same time, President Trump will meet with Powell and Federal Reserve. He's expected to push for lower interest rate, which could boost Bitcoin. And not having any sort of announcement relating to, let's say, the interest rates are going to be lowered is obviously the reason why the entire market is experiencing a little bit of a downwards trend. Dogecoin retests key support amid the bullish signal suggesting potential rally towards 43 cents. There's a lot of rallies which are expected, but the market is reacting in a negative way. While Dogecoin price prediction, before we get into that, I want to say, if you guys are here for the first time, you want to stay up to date with everything to do with the crypto market and especially Dogecoin, scroll down, tap the red subscribe button, and while you're there, drop a like on the video to update to algorithm push the video to more people. More people are paying attention to what's happening to the crypto market. They decide to buy into it, start spiking up, and a lot of us make a lot of profit. So make sure you go down and slap a like on it. Now, first of all, I want to show you guys how the entire market is shaping. First of all, when we made it to 27 cents, there was a little bit of profit taking, and as Bitcoin was holding still, you can see that Bitcoin was just consolidating very strongly and there was not much crazy move. The altcoins went explosive, and then profit taking took over, and then we were able to find a support close to 22 cents. The recovery, and then when Trump met with Powell, we did experience a little bit of panic selling. But from this point on, Bitcoin consolidation expected to end with an impulse move to 135,000. Do I agree with this? And the simple answer is yes, because every single time, especially with crypto, whenever the market stays stable for a long extended period of time, usually it's an impulsive result straight after. I'm not saying it's always towards the uptrend, sometimes it's a downtrend, but it's definitely a very explosive result, and that's exactly what we are expecting this time around as well. And the data suggests that this time around it might be towards the uptrend because there's just too much money that's actually flowing into Bitcoin currently, but the price is not reflecting what's exactly happening on the back end. While fintech crypto groups press Trump to protect open banking amid the bank pushback. Now, we all know that the banks were not very happy when XRP was getting involved with the banking system and also stable coins, but the fintech groups are urging Trump to defend the open banking rule, which he's trying to put into play, and just ensure that the banks, which are trying to, not let outside people jump into the banking system, to allow for that to be free flowing. And let's just say Trump will allow that, considering the fact that he is a very strong supporter of crypto and he wants the freedom of movement, and it's definitely going to be happening. At the same time, the open interest is still holding above 2 billion for Dogecoin, which is actually a positive sign, and the long to the short ratio as the market is pushing back is now sitting close to 80%. Even though the liquidations are getting a lot of the long traders to lose insane amount of money, the new trades keep opening to ensure that the long trades are still much greater. The Bitcoin cycle isn't driven by retail. Now, this one, we talked about this, but this is so crucial. I feel like some of you guys had a question, so let me explain this to you. Usually, before the the ETFs and everything came into play, retail investors were always driving up the rally when it comes to the next bull cycle. And obviously the individuals which are just short-term traders, or they're just holding for a short time, they're just there. They're not there to hold for the long term, while the retail investors are going to push up the market. Well, this time around, institutions are actually running up this rally. Retail investors have not even been interested in crypto recently, but if FOMO kicks in and the retail investors also jump in, you would be very surprised to see how high Bitcoin price can go. And President Trump says we should have a lowest interest rate of any country. That's exactly what I'm talking about. He was pretty much promising something so strong that he's going to go there and try to convince Powell, rather than getting him to resign, he can just follow what I'm trying to say. But the outcome, yeah, it's not exactly what a lot of people anticipated. And keep in mind, the second thing is, a lot of people expected him to say things that he's actually going to go see Powell, but most likely he's not going to. And then at the end, he actually went, which in return says that Trump is actually acting as the lower man, and that's just why the panic is happening. Large USDC transfer from Binance to unknown wallet may indicate an institutional activity or strategic capital move. Keep in mind, if you do decide to keep your money in Binance or any exchange for that sense, you would be trying to sell your money or sell your crypto. And then now, if you decide to put it into another place, which is just an unknown wallet, obviously more money is going to flow through. And the boiler bands are squeezing on Bitcoin 4-hour chart. A volatile spike is amid. A close outside of 117,000 to 119,700 will set the stage for the next big move. As I mentioned, there is still so much potential for Bitcoin to do something crazy. And keep in mind, if Bitcoin is just able to show an explosive growth in the upwards, a lot more profit can be made from majority of the holders. And Kristen's Real Estate launches a dedicated Bitcoin and crypto division. Huge, so you would be able to invest in that, and at the same time would love Powell to lower the interest rate, is exactly what Trump said. And Dogecoin forecast, Dogecoin could drop 13% due to the suppressed network activity. As I mentioned, network activity is a big deal. That's going to be the best way that the entire market would be able to stay positive. And banks can custody Bitcoin, ETF in-kind redemption creation on the way, US strategic Bitcoin reserve, global markets pouring money into the Bitcoin treasury companies. We said it would happen, and now it is happening. And finally, Ghana to lead the West Africa with the new crypto licensing. So as more crypto related things are happening around the world, let's just say a lot of countries want to ensure that they are not left behind, and Ghana is trying to do something similar. And gold-backed stablecoin debuts the method of African content creators, and that's what I'm trying to say, like crypto is getting more involved into the daily lives. Other than that, the market is still in a positive trend, just a little bit of a turnaround. Be careful if you're leverage trading. This is not financial advice, just my personal opinion. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you soon.